Right, commanders. It looks like CCE 21 is coming on September the 11th. Should be in I guess in a damn time. But I want to ask you guys, what gets you excited? What could they put into this CC update that would it get you excited and justify another CC update on top of the one we previously had? I think they're. I'm going to be totally honest with you guys right now. I think the CC updates are washed. I don't think they put much into the CC updates that actually improve the base. I really don't. I can point out a few things if you want. Let's go. Let's start off with some of the newer buildings. So this building, the construction yard, it does a job. Yes, I've got a couple of them in there. Would my base be worse without them in there? Probably not. That's God's honest truth. It probably wouldn't make a difference whether I had the construction yard or not. The biggest thing that pins me about the construction yard for the first, I want to say 6 months, 8 to 6 months, the construction yard was busted and players were putting up to, I think it was up to 30 of these buildings in their base. Now that would make a difference, is putting 30 of these buildings in your base, blocking off ways through to your base and things like that. That's, yeah, definitely changes the game. But as the construction yard stands, didn't do nothing. Same with the agency. The agency was, it sort of petered out after about 6 months. It was like someone else took charge within the games company and they decided the agency was no longer viable. They did say we'd get a couple of dozen of the actual agency caravans, I guess you call them. They said we get a couple of dozen. I have counted these. There's 12, including the one that I haven't bought. That's in the Bloodthorium store. There's exactly 12, so there's a dozen. It doesn't do what they said on the tin. They said we'd have a couple of dozen of these, and we could choose best fits what we've got in our base. Even the defense lab upgrade and the eventually we got new heavy turrets. They didn't update any of these. They didn't update any of these. I don't think. No, didn't update any of the support. They might have updated these. I'm not too sure. They've updated them in the way of levels on the actual turrets themselves, not the turrets, the platforms. No update for the missiles. They did update them, sorry, to make sure that they cost coin. And the rocket silos never got anything, as far as I can remember, last CC update. I'll tell you what they did do. They did put 5 levels on the academy, tech centre, hangar, barracks, war factory, and airfield. And basically, the first 3 that I read off there, it was they level locked our units, so that was great fun up doing. We had to upgrade these buildings. Yeah, that was entertaining. Kicks eye. 5 levels on them. I'll tell you what was the best part of the last update for me. Upgrading these fucking towers, bunkers, and strongholds. 5 levels, almost 6 days for every single one of them. I think it started off 5 days. I think by the time you got to 17, let's upgrade it. It turned into a 6 day for the last 3 levels. It works out to be about half a year of upgrading the towers. Yeah, that was fucking great fun, Kickseye. Really enjoyed that. They put some new levels on the Tactical Ops Centre, I believe, and introduced the coin element into the Tactical Ops Centre. I think it was last update. I might be wrong on that. It might have been the previous update. Nothing that they've done in these CC updates actually excites me anymore. Not if you go back, I'm going to say before Steelfront took charge. If you go back to before Steelfront took charge, they was actually introducing stuff into the game that players asked for. Although it wouldn't 100% be in the frame of the way we asked for it, it'd be very similar in vein. They would drop things that made sense. They haven't introduced anything good into the CC update for 3 years. I'm going to say 3 years at least. If you can go back a year, the air mines building. I haven't even built that. It's just fucking a joke. I can't see what they can bring into it that would make me excited. You know, nothing that they've done in the previous years. It's just I've seen it for what it is. It's just another way to drain us of our money, and that's the God's honest truth. It's another way to drain us of our money, make us feel like what they're trying to do is get the excitement running around in our brains, get the endorphins pumping. Yes, this is another CC. But for the last 3 years, these CCs have done nothing but be a drain on the credit card. What they could do, I'll tell you what they could do that would get people excited. I'll tell you the one thing they could do to get people excited is bring this back into the fucking game. The factions, where we could pick and choose which faction we are, and it would buff our units within the base. That was back when the game was fun. What was that, a year ago that he took it away from us? Last CC update, just after? Something like that. Yeah, this needs to be placed back into the game. This was the original Kickside that did this, and they were fucking fun. But the new Kickside can't control it. They don't understand the way a player's thinking. They overcharge the buffs within the game that these units give. And then they introduced, the worst thing about it, the biggest slap in the face, is they introduced the Equinox, and they still didn't give us it back. Wankers. I know a lot of people are going to say the mines. The mines do 33% damage to any unit unless stated otherwise. So unless the unit's got an armor up against mines, they do 33% damage to every single unit. And I'm afraid to say every single, or almost every single legendary unit that you're getting hit by has got a 98%, something like that, around that number, armor up against mines. So that the mines, there's nothing wrong with the mines in the game. So if you truly believe there's something wrong, because no matter what they do to the mines, if a unit's got a 98% armor up against the mines or damage reduction against mines, it's going to be a 98% no matter what mines are there, what kicks I do with the mines. So it doesn't matter. But yeah, I'm just not excited, guys. I can't see what kicks I can do to improve what we've got already. Add some more of these. Maybe. Hate these in my base, and I'm glad someone showed me a way to clear them out. These are fucking no use whatsoever. Might come in handy with the new tank once Kickseye fix that, if they ever do fix that. Because the way they're talking this morning, let me have a look. Yeah. This is what Kickseye said about the Sculptures. We will be able to confirm that Legendary Sculptures for some reason loses the level 20 talent when it reaches level 20. That's not true. It loses the talent at level 10. Level 10 is still getting hit by corrosion, and it's affecting it, and the fire is still affecting it when it should be immune. I don't know about the napalm, because the napalm is exactly the same as the fire status. But yeah, what can they do to improve it? Even if you look at these turrets that they introduced, the new ones, you've got the Vicarous Firebrand and the warp plants. We got them, by the time we got them upgraded, they were out of date. I don't think I've got, I may have the Firebrand in my base. Let me check. I don't think I've got any of them. Any of the 3 new turrets that Kickseye introduced over the last 3 years, I haven't got in my base anymore. Because they're ineffective. They don't give any damage. I'll tell you what do give damage. The epic ones they've got in their bases. And I'm not asking for the damage that they've put on the epic ones. What I'm saying is, at least make sure the actual turrets do something. You know, the best turret in the game right now is this, the Kronos. The Kronos, or this one, Raptor Dispersal. Everything else is pointless. We've got all this stuff in here. We've got all these turrets here. Pointless. Pretty much of no use. We've got all these turrets here. Again, pretty much of no use. We've got the command center turrets. Who uses anything other than stealth and shield? Put your fucking messages on a postcode, guys. Support turrets. The only things we're using is this one, fusion, bracing. I think I've got 1 fortification, and I don't even think I've got absorption. So it's fusion, bracing. So I'm using 3 out of 6. Missiles. The only missiles that are worth building at the minute are probably the Maverick and Bullseye, maybe Deadeye, because they do drop pretty quick. Defensive rockets. 2. These 2. Kronos and Acid Rain. All the rest of Dead in the Water. I just, yeah, I can't get excited, guys. I apologise, but you ain't gonna get me jumping up and down and screaming in excitement. Oh, CC update. Let me get my credit card out, break it out, and get robbed by this company once again. Nah, no, thank you. I'm sorry, but put something in the game that makes fucking sense, and then maybe I'd break out the credit card. Maybe. It's a long shot as well, because I just don't see anything that they can do to get me excited about this. I just don't. And I know there is some people out there. I'm not trying to take your excitement away. I'm just stating my personal opinion. It always is my personal opinion when I talk about things like this. Some people do enjoy doing the CC updates. You know, it excites them. I'll tell you what they can do to improve it. Bring the factions back. More walls would help. I think more walls would make a lot of people more excited. I think reducing some of the upgrade times on the towers, bunkers, and towers, bunkers, and strongholds, massively reduce the upgrade time on them. That would excite people a little bit, because basically we're putting a level on these. This really annoys me. For 3.3k each level, and it's a 6 day. Almost every single one of them is a 6 day update. So yeah, nah, not for me. Biggest thing for me would be factions. If factions were brought back into the game, I used to love picking and choosing the faction that would suit my base, and retaining that buff throughout the attack. It made sense, but there's nothing. Air mines, put air mines in the game, maybe. Fucking pieces of shit. Or a thorium mine that barely scrapes fucking any thorium in. Do you know what I feel like they're going to do? I feel like they're going to bring out Gem 3 platforms. That's what I truly think they're going to bring in. Gem 3 platforms, and expect everyone to cheer about it after they've fucking spent all that time upgrading Gen 2s. That's the kind of thing Kicks I would do right now. It's the way the company's going. Let me get a mouthful of coffee. I really do. Or another way to put on a coin boost, because that's all they're interested in right now. It'll be a 15-day upgrade for your CC or 1,000 coins, and people would still spend it. Nah, I'll do it all by time. I always have. Very, very few buildings have I spent money on. I think I may have spent money on a tech centre or a academy update when they've done it for cheap, and that was because of peer pressure, basically. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there, guys. Please let me know what excites you, what you think they're going to bring into the game that excites you. I'd love to know. Take care, all. Bye-bye.